For the last video in my how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube video series, I shall be showing you how to solve the rest of the cube. Last video I taught you how to do the second layer, which is getting these middle pieces with two different colours that aren't yellow into these slots here to solve this middle layer here. Today I will show you how to solve this last layer here by first of all getting the cross and then aligning the middle pieces, then aligning the corners, then finally solving the cube. So the first step on solving your cube is holding it on with the yellow side of the top and have a look at your middle pieces on the yellow layer. So if it matches up with an L shape like this, it doesn't matter if it's here or here. If it just has an L shape like these with the middle corners, hold it at 12 and 9. So if you have this case, do this algorithm: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. Now if you ignore the corner, you have the yellow cross. If you have this case, which if you ignore the corners, you have a bar, so just a yellow bar, do this algorithm to make the yellow cross: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now ignore the corners, you have the cross. And finally, if you have a dot like this, which is just a dot with a center cap, then do this algorithm: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and U. So now you have the bar. Do the bar algorithm now, which is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now once again, ignore the corners and you have the yellow cross. The second step on solving the Rubik's Cube on the last layer is aligning these coloured pieces on the middle pieces to their correct center cap. So this would mean matching this orange up with this orange center cap. So you want to look around your cube and align them to their cap, so just one at a time. So let's align the orange one, and you want to be looking for two or more matched up pieces. So this isn't matched up, this one isn't, and this one. So now turn to your blue side. So this is now matched up. See, this isn't, and this one isn't as well. Now turn to your green side. Your green matched up, your red is matched up as well, your orange isn't, and your blue isn't. So if you have it where you have two matched up and they're in an L shape, hold it at 12 and 3. If you have a case where all of these match up with their corresponding centerpieces, then you've done this step. Just move on to the next one. Do this algorithm: R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U. Now this makes these middle bits matched up with their correct center. So that is step 2. But if you have a case like this where you have a bar, so the two correct pieces on opposite sides to each other, not next to each other, and do this algorithm, and then then treat it as if they are next to each other. Well, they should be next to each other after the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U. So now have a look around the cube and just follow the step that I did before. So try to match these middle bits up with the correct centers. So the red and blue match. Hold it at 12 and 3, and do that algorithm again: R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U. And that should be the second step. It's impossible to get a case where none of them match up. They either have to all match up, or just two of them, either if it's a bar or an L shape, match up. If you don't think they match up, just try to match them up again. You might be wrong. But if you still don't think that it will match up, just do this algorithm again to sort of re-scramble your odds. So do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U. This should make it so either two of them correct, or if it is that none of them still match up, just do it again. You might be wrong again. Now, the last step, or the second to last step on solving the cube, is aligning these corners. So you see how this one is in the correct spot, but it's not solved. This is because the orange matches up with there, and the blue matches up with here. It's not solved because the yellow needs to be on the top instead of the side. So look around your cube, and you see that this isn't matched up. Neither is this one, neither is this one, but this one is. If you have one, that is, do this algorithm until it solves it. So what this algorithm does is it swaps these counterclockwise. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes here. So do this algorithm and see if it aligns the corners. U, R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. And then have a look. See on mine, these have lined up. If it hasn't, just do it again. So just do the algorithm again. If at the beginning you had none that were correct, or none that were in the right spot, do the algorithm and it should turn out that you have one correct. If it doesn't, do it again. If it doesn't, do it again. But it should eventually, as long as you hold it on the same face as you did the multiple times before. So now you should have these corners aligned like this. This is the final step on solving it. So now hold it on with a white face on top, and then take one of your scramble pieces and put it on the bottom right on the face that is facing you. So now this will scramble this layer, or these two layers, but that's what the algorithm is meant to do. What it basically does is it flips this until it's solved. So it just keeps going over until, and then stop when it's on the bottom, so when this bit here is solved. So the algorithm for this is R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Be careful to finish the algorithm, otherwise it won't work, and I don't know why, but it just won't work. So now you see this corner is solved. Now don't turn your cube to the next scramble bit. Instead, move the bottom layer for another scramble piece to put it on the bottom right. So here. Now do those four moves again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. So now, don't move your whole cube, move the bottom layer to a new scramble piece and do the algorithm again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Move the bottom layer to the next one. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. So now the only other bit to do is just align the bottom layers, because as you move the bottom layer, your result will be different when you finish. So there you go, you should have your first solved cube. I hope you've enjoyed these 6 series of videos. I will hopefully be doing the C-Font method, which is a more faster, or a faster beginner's method, or just both.